Hello everyone, Duke Novalith here. And we are playing today, well rather I'm playing today, one of my favorite games from my childhood of all time. Right up there with Pokemon. Pokemon trading card game. All the way back on the Game Boy Color. This is definitely the best video game edition of a trading card game in the entire world. Nothing else even compares to how good Pokemon trading card game is on the on the Game Boy. Man, this is literally everything. I don't even remember like how or when like I got this game. Definitely when I was young, all the way back like 12, 13, 14 years old, somewhere in that time frame. It's an old game. It'll show up, but by golly. This was so fun. You know what? No. I'm gonna Duke N, of course. So, I definitely, like, Pokemon was definitely a huge part of my childhood. And this is just one game that I constantly played a lot when I was younger, and I still play today. Duke N is crazy about Pokemon and Pokemon card collecting. One day, Duke N heard a rumor. Bum bum ba-dum. The legendary Pokemon cards, the extremely rare and powerful cards held by Pokemon trading card game's greatest players, the Grand Masters, are searching for one to inherit the legend. Dream of inheriting the legendary Pokemon cards. Duke N visits the Pokemon card researcher, Dr. Mason. So, structure-wise, it's very similar to how Pokemon runs. There's 8 gyms. You have to defeat each of the gym leaders in order to get access to the legendary masters here, aka the Elite Four. Defeat them, and then you reach the end of the game essentially. Oh, why the rush, Duke N? What? You want to learn how to play the Pokemon trading card game? So you two finally want to start playing the card game? Yeah, I'm like dead last apparently on this island. Well, dueling is more fun than just collecting cards. Dueling should be a lot more fun than just collecting cards. Let's be real. Dueling should be all about beating your opponent. First, you should try playing with a practice deck. Here, I'll give you this deck, and now you need an opponent. Hey Sam, play with him for a while. Yes, Dr. Mason. Hello, Duke N. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, so this whole beginning section is a tutorial section. Yeah, hurry, Duke N, come this way. First, ask Sam the basics of the game. Okay, Duke N, what do you want to ask about? So, the nice part is that this game does go over basically everything you need to know on how to play this game. You don't really need to have knowledge on how Pokemon trading card game works, as you can easily learn from this game how it all works out. However, we're going to do nothing to ask because we have a really slow duel to go through. Is that all? Yep. They say that actions speak louder than words, so let's play a game. Since this is your first time, just try to learn the basic steps. I'll be coaching you, so follow my advice. If you don't do as I say, we won't be able to proceed. It's literally step by step, you have to follow it. It's annoying. It might be easier if you read the Pokemon trading card game instruction booklet while we play. See, that's the thing, like there was a manual that came with it, and the manual actually spells out step by step on what this battle is. And it was really annoying because you could read it before playing the game, and then you play the game, and then you are like, oh, I've read this before. Since it's just practice, do not shuffle the deck. Good times when this game honestly reminds me of every single time that because I used to play, like I would deal against like my family playing Pokemon card games. It was fantastic. Used to have this great water psychic deck that featured Jigglypuffs and a Wigglytuff as part of the lineup too. Crap, who am I supposed to put out first? Goldeen. I'm already trying. I've played this game so many times. I've resetted this game, so I kind of just can play it off in my head of like what I'm supposed to do. Although sometimes I screw up. All right. Whoops. I'm sorry. I was just pushing A rapidly. It's fine. I'm actually probably playing on my quietest, stealthiest GameCube controller I have at the moment, as I'm playing this through the Game Boy Player in case anyone was curious about that. And as we all know, the GameCube controllers are the noisiest controllers ever created on the face of the earth. Use the attack command. I need attached energy cards. So he explains this every single time you start a new file, and we have to go through this. If you've never played Pokemon, this is basically how it works. There's a number of prizes. Typically it's 6. In this game they range anywhere between 2 to 6, depending on like just the trainer that tells you basically. You have basic Pokemon, which were my Goldeen and Staryu. There's evolved Pokemon, which require their base forms, so I need Goldeen in order to play Seeking in the future. Each of those cards, as you can see, has different types of energy associated with an attack, and then a number. Number is how much HP damage is going to deal. It ranges from 0, where it just won't have anything, 10 being the actual lowest number of the display, and then it goes something crazy like 120, 200, whatever. Max HP, I believe, is 120. So, anyway, energy on the far left. There are 7 energy types. One being colorless, meaning any energy can be used to meet that requirement, and then you have the other 6 basic types: fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, and fighting. I know there's a lot more types of Pokemon, but they kind of just compress them all together so that like fighting will encompass both the fighting Pokemon like Machop and then the ground Pokemon like Diglett. So they do a lot of that in this game. And I need to attach that. Okay, so you can only lay down 1 energy card per turn. So it requires a lot of like thinking involved. Of like, do you power up your active Pokemon, which is just your leader Pokemon at the moment, and then, or do you power up your bench Pokemon, which is up to 5 Pokemon on your side in reserves? It's important to always have try to have at least 1 benched Pokemon, because if the active Pokemon you have down gets knocked out and you don't have any bench Pokemon, your opponent automatically wins, as you've knocked out all their Pokemon. Let's evolve it. So I get to attach it. So I get to put Seeking on top of it, on top of Goldeen, and then I'm going to put a Psychic Energy because I have to. Alright, yes, keep the Water Energy for other Pokemon. Now let's attack your opponent with Seeking's Waterfall. And I'll probably explain my strategy each time, like in better detail. This is seriously just follow the instructions, and I hate it every single time. It's literally why I'm talking over it right now. What else? Oh, each Pokemon has a retreat cost ranging from 0 to 3. You have to discard a number of energy cards attached to that Pokemon specifically in order to retreat it with one of your benched Pokemon. The only way, I believe, the only way in this generation of Pokemon trading card game that you can actually get a Pokemon back into your hand is to use the Scoop Up trainer card. So trainer cards are extra cards. You can play as many of them on you as you want during your turn. They're like extra effect cards, if you will. You discard them immediately. Some allow you just to draw more cards back into your hand. Others heal your Pokemon. Others change, add more attack or defense. Okay, attach Water Energy to Staryu. There's all sorts of things, and it just kind of depends on which trainer cards you like and what strategy you're going for. Sorry, my throat's really itchy today. Hold on. I don't know why. Maybe I was just snoring for days. Or an attack. I normally would have just done Waterfall because it looks cooler. I'm using the word cooler in the largest sense possible here. The broadest term possible. Alright. So he's going to bring out Rattata. Rattata's actually a pretty cool Pokemon. He's very weak with 30 HP. Has no retreat cost, only requires 1 energy to use his bite attack, and then his Raticate doubles his HP, still keeps his bite attack, but then he can gain Hyper Fang. I believe it's Hyper Fang, where it halves that current HP of your Pokemon. When our Pokemon knocked out, you lose the game. I explained that before. Put Drowsy, the basic Pokemon you drew on your bench. Depending on the strategy you're going for, you may not want to put every single Pokemon you draw onto your bench, depending on like what strategy you're going for, because you may just draw up useless Pokemon that you have, and you're like, well, I don't need that on the field. I'm looking for a specific Pokemon to evolve, and you'll probably see that as I'm actually like, once I actually get going here. I imagine this whole video will just be me going through and setting up this game so that we can play it for the next episode. The big question is kind of like, sorry, I was trying to think of stuff, but kind of like the actual Pokemon series is that I'll get a choice to start with like a Charmander and Friends deck, a Bulbasaur and Friends deck, or Squirtle and Friends deck. Basically what it is, it's like half of this deck that I'm using right now will merge into a Charmander and Friends deck, and you get a couple of extra cards from the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle deck, but it's very small amounts. So you have to like choose which one you want. Please tell me it's Staryu, because because it has to be, because I have to evolve to Starmie later. But I got a potion. All is well. Let's get Staryu ready to use Starmie's attack command when it evolves to Starmie. Normally I would just try to power up Drowsy at this point, but I don't think I would have any psychic energy. Yeah. Normally I would probably just hang on to the energy, because I'm like, oh, I don't know if Starmie's coming up soon, so I would just hold on to it. Because the thing is, when your Pokemon gets knocked out and it goes into the discard pile, it takes all the energy with it, so you lose the energy with it. So if you have like 7 energy on a Pokemon that's only using, 1 for an attack, like, and it gets knocked out, you lose all that energy. So under normal circumstances, I would hold on to the energy. I wouldn't try to power up Staryu yet, unless if I knew beforehand, that it was coming up because there's trainer cards like the Pokédex that allow you to look at the top 5 cards and rearrange them in any order. So, all right, potion, water energy, and attack, easy. Seriously, when I get through this, everything's gonna be so much better. But if this is your first time playing, it's actually a really nice pace where you're like, okay, I believe you can replay this particular scenario against Sam, and it takes all the restrictions off, so you can actually play like a longer game, a shorter game, however you look at it, however you would like to play, and you can just freely experiment. It's just this first one. Every single time you start a new game file, you have to do this. Finally drawn a Starmie. Woo! Alright. Alright. See, now we don't need to power up stuff here. I actually don't know, and I will explain what I'm... Let me explain what I'm going to do here. I'm going to use Star Freeze. It does 20 damage like Slap, but the big difference is that I have a chance to freeze my Pokemon, my opponent's Pokemon, or paralyze, sorry, where he can't attack or retreat that Pokemon unless if he has like full heal to cure paralysis or switch to get the Pokemon out of the way. And this will kill it. All I have to do is just attack, right? Anyway, my point is that I don't know if facing him again the coin flips are different, because here in this game everything's rigged. Normally, you have that 50-50 chance of getting heads or tails, but here it doesn't matter. You just don't have to worry about it. And I will get into it probably next episode. I mean, looking how long this took to get through here, and I still have to like look and set up my deck the way I want it to be. Took all the prizes. Yep. I defeated Sam in a rigged match. Should feel proud. You all should feel proud of yourself. Basically, this is how Pokemon trading card game is played. It's a game in which you try to knock out as many of your opponent's Pokemon as there are prizes. That's the gist of it. If you don't understand something, talk to Sam. It might be helpful to practice again too. This time it was just practice, so I had you follow everything I said. But there are other styles of play, so try them out by choosing normal duel. And you could just do a scripted duel, but why do you want to do that again? when you can just read the manual. Now then, let's build your deck. Did you bring your cards? Duke N handed his cards to Dr. Mason. Let me add some of my own cards to yours. Now, Duke N, what kind of deck do you want? Please select the deck you want. Alright. So there are 8 gyms that you go through. There is grass, water, fire, psychic. There's science, which is basically poison grass Pokemon. There's rock, fighting, and lightning. I think I actually got them all. So, the fire, I believe fire and psychic are the only gyms right off the bat that you can't access to. You actually have to meet like a requirement in order to be able to fight those gym leaders. Sorry, I really just knocked the table hard there. But what you have to do is figure out, like, what do you want to go for first right off the bat. So you got Charmander, which is good against the grass. Squirtle, which normally would be great against the fire, but you're not going to be able to access it right away. And then Bulbasaur, which is going to be good against the water deck. However, not all the water Pokemon you face are weak against grass. They're more typically weak. The more typical ones you face are going to be weak against the electric type. So, kind of interesting there how you work with that. I am going to go ahead and start off with my best friend Charmander because I love Charmander and I love Charizard, so why not? And the thing is like, with Pokemon trading card game, you can easily like switch out your deck and stuff. There we go. Getting warm again. You can easily switch out your deck and stuff and rebuild your deck to accommodate the people you're going to be facing. Makes it a lot easier. You don't have to like build just one deck and go with it. Although that's a lot more fun, like, after you beat this game to, like, kind of do, like, a one-type kind of thing. Charmander and Friends deck? Absolutely, sir. Okay, a Charmander and Friends deck. Here are the remaining cards. I received a Charmander and Friends deck. I received 30 cards. You should deal with many different people. Why don't you go to one of the card clubs? That gyms are called card clubs. Just FYI. There are many people playing at the clubs. Collect new cards and try building a deck. Okay. So, here's how it works. The D-pad allows you to move around. The problem is holding... Okay, so if I want to change direction quickly, it's actually really weird because there is sort of like an in-transit moment of like where I can't move immediately. And it's like, it's hard to describe, but... Like, when I try to go... I was trying to go, like, right at, like, that passageway, but, like, the way the D-pad functions right now is that it's really hard to get a specific direction without accidentally holding down longer. Like, if I'm going down and I want to go right, I may accidentally move one more square up or one more square down and then go to the right. Really weird. Anyway, first things first, we gotta move this to fast. And I will do show all animation. It's a lot easier because sometimes I just don't read the text. I'm just gonna speed through it and just go crazy on them. Anyway, so here's when you go and you create. Sorry, let me back up here. You've got status, which shows you your current time, album, the number of cards you have, and the master medals. The cards in this game are featured mostly from the actual first generation, which was the basic set, the fossil set. Oh, no. I got it. Basic set, the jungle set, and the fossil set. Or what's it called? Ancient. I'm pretty certain it's fossil. Anyway, it features actually, I think it does actually feature all the cards from that set, but it also includes special cards and promo cards only available on in the game here. Basically, there are cards that I bet they exist now, but they didn't exist when this game was out beforehand. So, which is fine because a lot of them includes like random tactics and stuff that you normally wouldn't be able to do like in actual real life. So it was fine there. What's card? Oh, I get to look at all my cards. Good to know. Anyway, you go to deck. there's 4 slots you can make. Any card, for every, like, the cards I have in my first deck here, I can't use in my second deck. Typically, you'll see me just have just the one deck, and you can change the name if you want to make it look cool and all that. We're just gonna modify the deck. And here you can see all the types listed out, trainer cards, and energy. Again, it kind of depends on what strategy you're going for. In the olden days of lore here with us here, you typically wanted somewhere between 15 to 25 energy cards, depending on the strategy you were going for. A lot of modern games that I see in this day and age, the Pokemon trading card games of love, where you can actually bring it down to maybe 10, maybe even fewer than 10 energy cards, as you're going to be focusing more on the trainer cards to get things rolling, and then, you know, just depending on what Pokemon you want, you can throw in a couple of those there. We will be specializing in the fire right now, because we're going to go over to the grass. Another thing to note as well is, you can go around here, but we have a rival here. Well, getting the Final Medal wasn't that hard. If I keep this up, I should be able to get the legendary Pokemon cards. Doesn't matter which gym you choose, he's just going to be like, oh, that was easy. What? Oh, it's you, Duken. What are you doing? Ah, that's a deck. Are you trying to get the legendary Pokemon cards? Yep. What? I can't believe it. You're the legendary Pokemon cards? Nah, ha 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 ha. Don't make me laugh. Alright, listen up. I'll teach you what it's about. To inherit the legendary cards, you must defeat the 8 Club Masters and get the 8 medals. Then you have to go to Pokemon Dome and defeat all 4 of the Grandmasters there. There's no way you can do it. You might as well just give up and go home, because the legendary Pokemon cards are gonna be mine. I already won the first medal. See ya, Duken. Alright. Man, I hope this green doesn't show up as bad as it does on my actual recording, because it's a little strong and pixelated here today. There's mail you can get. A lot of the gym leaders you can talk to and just be like, nah, I'm done. But you'll get mail from him. Anyway, but it's gonna bring up a point that I'm gonna make here. Duken, Mason, are you getting the hang of Pokemon trading card game? I have some information for you about booster packs. If you want to collect the same cards, do the same card many times to get a particular booster pack. Much like in the 3 sets that existed in the day, certain cards existed in certain booster packs. Here's kind of the same thing. The difference is that there's 4 booster packs, and while I believe most of the cards contain like a particular Pokemon, depending on which booster pack you get, can also contain energy cards. Those aren't typically split up against, like, you're not going to find like grass in one better than the other. You typically have a good chance, but I don't know, it's weird to explain it, but I will try use Card Pop. I won't use Card Pop, but it was like, it uses the infrared signal back on the Game Boy Color, and I believe the original Game Boy lineup had that too. Once you pop with a certain friend, you'll be able to pop with that friend again. So find many friends who own the game, get new cards. Card Pop basically allowed you to get a random new card that you don't have, and it's the same thing for your opponent, but he doesn't get the same card necessarily as you do. He can get a totally new card. It's a really cool idea, actually. But basically, you did Card Pop like after you beat the game, because at that point you're missing like maybe 20 cards you don't have. So you wanted to like Card Pop with a person much later on in order to get every single card. But it is possible to get all the cards without card popping. Alright, so Colosseum, as you can see, is one expansion pack. I got a Zapdos off the bat. I'm satisfied with that. He's very expensive to use, but I mean, it can be useful. Psychic Energy. Useful information by email, Dr. Mason. A Winky Face. The first time I ever saw a Winky Face, like when it came to like text and stuff, basically. First off, I'm just going to talk to each of the gym leaders, basically, as Dr. Mason will kindly give me information about him, but more importantly, I'm going to get a free booster pack. Okay, I can't remember a little bit how much. I believe you have to deal all his henchmen before you can deal him, but like, easy enough as it is. And then if I'm lucky, I'm either going to trigger something else that will be helpful, or not. I can't remember. It's been a while. What I should do is I should actually bust out the player's guide that I have from this game. It's fantastic. Oh. The psychic person is in here. Huh. Huh. Oh wait, didn't I mention that psychic person? It's been a while. I thought he was just there. Collecting medals, collect more cards. I actually don't know what the requirement specifically is. Oh, I can't talk to him because he's blocked up by that guy. So, we'll come back later. I know. Okay. If I don't find what I'm looking for, oh, and I can't talk to her, but I will come back and talk to her later. There go, quick tour of all the, and I can't talk to Water Boss because she's blocked off currently. And most of the time when a person's just blocked off, it just means that I just have to face a specific trainer, and all is well. And I can get the mail later. Okay, so I didn't find what I was looking for. I will look that up next time round. But anyway, so here's how the booster packs. This is a trainer, right? Yeah. Let's rest for a while. No, I know who I want to duel first, right? No, I want to do... No, I want to do her last. Okay. I want to duel her last. We're good. We're fine. There's a specific order we have to, like, go through. Otherwise, you end up dueling more. But I think I know what I'm doing. Alright, so we started a duel with Brittany. Sometimes the names of what they name their deck can give it away as to what's happening. Sometimes. Good, we're going to start off with Growlithe. Growlithe's actually pretty cool. 60 HP and 2 energy for Flare for 20 damage. She's most likely going to be playing a grass Pokemon or something that I don't like. So, coin toss. Okay. So, in this game, coin flips kind of work weird. You can actually manipulate the coin flip, and I'm probably gonna have to show it like on the actual face cam here on how that works. But basically, during the flip, if you press A at a certain point in time or a certain number of times in a specific way, you can either get the coin to always show heads or always show tails. It's different for every single battle. I don't know what triggers it, but it is a thing that can happen. Why is she using... I don't know why she's using that right away. Alright, so she got heads. There is kind of like an odds thing where, like, some trainers just will flip tails more often than others. It's really complicated and really weird. I have a Zapdos already. I need more Zapdos, though. I need more Zapdos. So basically what I'm going to be trying to do now is basically every time she flips a coin, I'm going to be pressing the A button at certain points to figure out what's the best way to make sure she gets tails. Okay. So here's how it works. You can press, when it comes to the opponent, you can press A when they start to flip the coin at the same time, when the coin reaches halfway to top, halfway to bottom, when it lands that first time, and then when that coin does that small, like, mid-air flip, you can press A. Those are all the effective times you can actually press A during that time. And I literally will spend a good portion of the duel figuring out how to do that to get tails for an opponent. Sometimes you can do the same pattern that you do to get her tails to get you heads. Does that make sense, guys? I'm hoping it makes sense, guys. It made sense in my head, so we're fine. And as you can see, instead of 20 damage, because she's weak to fire, I dealt 40 damage. And most of the, like, I actually have a good number of these stats memorized, like, as far as what Pokemon can do, what attacks they have, and whatnot. And the A button on mid flip, at top of flip, sorry, seems to be working really good for me. But I do have a full heal now, which is splendid. I'm hoping to end this quickly. Alright, so I get to draw a prize. I forgot to mention that. Once you have a... Okay, oh, no, because I do have to explain. There is a mulligan roll. If you don't have any basic Pokemon in your hand, you reveal your hand to opponent, shuffle your whole deck together, and then draw more cards up. I believe now, like, they've added the roll where you get one less card because you have to mulligan. But here it doesn't matter. You can mulligan as much as you like, which... I'm hoping, like, as one of my bonus videos after I'm done playing this game, I will make one of my favorite decks to make and just show off the broken system of not having a mulligan. It's bad, guys. I got a Charizard! No, really, it's pretty bad, but I love it. Just the same. Okay. She's either gonna do Scratch first... Because here's the problem. Thunder Jolts, if I don't get a heads, I'm going to take 10 damage for no real reason. So I'm going to just do a simple Nah first because she has to use a plus power in order to kill me, and she's already used 2, and there's no way she's got 4. There's no way. See, and she used Scratch the first time since she doesn't... Because Charmander's Ember attack forces him to discard one of his Fire Energy cards. And that was the other reason why I was just like, no, we'll just do it nice and easy here. We'll do a Thunder Jolt. Got a heads, which is a good sign. Not that it would have mattered. She would just had to use Ember to kill me anyway. Or Scratch with a power-up. But there's no reason to use your power-up like that early. But the good news is that I do get a free delicious kill on Charmander since he's now weakened. So now we're back to being even. Oh, okay. Interesting. She's got a Nidoran female who can either do Fury Swipes, which is flip 3 coins, number of heads deals that much damage. We're gonna... Whoops. There we go. Manipulate the coin flip so that she either deals less damage or none at all. And that's a big thing because both... Alright, we're going to play down Zapdos because I'm probably going to need the wall, basically, at this point. Unless if I get another... If I get another fighting energy, then that's fine. I can knock out the Nidoran in one go. Come on. There we go. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, we are... Maybe I'll, like, do a replay of this game, like, after, like, I beat it and I kind of do, like, my bonus videos. I'll probably do a replay where I'll choose not only a different starting deck, but I'll do a different... I'll do it without manipulating the coin flip. Because, boy, can it be broken. Sorry, itchy throat, and I have to do all this talking. It's awkward for everyone. Yeah, no, I'm expecting this video to be pretty long. Oh, I didn't... Well, it was fine. I was dead anyway. I was just flipping to see if Diggle would be paralyzed or not. But since he fainted, I can't. Can't even anyway. Okay. I have a full heal, which means... Okay, I need to look here. Pressing select allows you to view the different areas and stuff. Okay. Sprout? No one uses Sprout. That's silly. Back, okay. I'm actually going to pull out Diglett. And I just realized something. Charmander could knock me out in one go. Gosh dang it, okay. Well, I got a Dugtrio. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to evolve that into Dugtrio. Hang on. If I press select ahead of time, I can just do that. That's much easier. Okay, and he has a retreat cost of 2, which is fine. I just need him to live long enough at this point. There you go. because he'll take 20 damage, but Charmander won't be able to knock me out immediately, which is good. Put a Fire Energy on Dugtrio and do Slash for 40 damage. Boom. All we need is one more Pokemon knockout, so this is what it all comes down to. And I have a full heal, so I don't worry. I'm not worried about getting paralyzed, because that would have changed everything. Holy crap. Seriously, having that full hero saved my life, because I could have easily lost to her. Stupid Dugtrios and Digletts. Don't need you. Switch would have been nice to have earlier. Good grief. As you can see, I have a big fat win on my face, and she's got a big fat lose on her face. So, if you don't know, there are 3 ways, right? 3 ways to win. You can win by drawing all your prize cards. You can win if you knock out all of your opponent's active Pokemon, and benched Pokemon. And then the other way you can win is if your opponent has to draw a card from their deck and they can't. That's how you win. Alright. Oh, right. So there are four packs that you can get. Coliseum, Evolution, Mystery, and Laboratory. Let me explain how this all can work out. Oh, I can just move left and right. Okay, so they each contain 10 cards. Let me think this through here. I believe, yeah, so Coliseum and Evolution will always contain an energy card, typically of the type that you're facing against. So, like, facing against the grass people, I would be getting grass energies from those types there. The mystery pack that I'm getting here allows me to get a random energy card, including the super rare, and I just got 2 of them. Just got freaking Mew! Oh, he is going to be useful in the long run. There's a better one out there, but this is basically, he's basically my de-evolver. It's like, oh, you got a nice Pokemon there. Bam, de-evolve him, and then just an attack with Psywave 10 times 10 damage times the number of energy cards attached to the defended Pokemon. Like, seriously, like, that's beautiful. But anyway, I got what I call the super rare. And after getting 2 of them in a row, the double colorless energy. They're super nice. They cost 2 colorless. They are 2 colorless energies, but they can only be used for colorless slots. So, like, I'm trying to think here. Kind of like Seeking had, like, the water and the colorless energy earlier. You could use double colorless energy for that kind of thing, but no one wants to. Jolteon here, this is a Game Boy version of the Jolteon, but you can see he's got double colorless. He's got colorless for days. Using a double colorless energy on him allows me to immediately just use Double Kick, or 2 of them, and I can get Stun Needle. Very useful. So not much of a break if I lose. Anyway, we're gonna go read some mail real quickly. Mitch's deck, he's the master of the fighting club. Basically tells you, he's like, oh, you should use the Psychic, or you should use Laboratory. There's the Laboratory. Laboratory doesn't give you any energy whatsoever. I forgot to mention that. It will only give you Pokemon and trainer cards. But I believe the Laboratory has the most of the new cards, like the Game Boy cards. Rock Crusher, yep. There's Evolution. I believe what's special with the cards you get in the mail is, why are they all random? The energy typically isn't from the first 2, Coliseum and Evolution, where he'll give you an energy card typically based on the weakness of it, unless, you know, it's like Laboratory or Mystery, where it's random or it's not, or you don't get any. Sorry. Whew. Can the fire give me Mystery? Lapras, one of my favorite cards of the water type. You have Water Gun, costs 1 energy. It does 10 damage plus 10 more for each water energy attached to Lapras, but it only goes up to 30 max. And then Confuse Ray for 10 damage, 2 waters, but you have a chance to confuse the Pokemon. Very useful if like they have Defender and you can't deal damage to them anyway, so stuff like that. I don't know, I think I got energy, which can happen. Alright. But I will call it quits there. This is where it gets interesting because if I save, I have to like... I have the temporary save for dueling. Nah. Ignore it. I will explain that next episode. Usually I try to back up my save files for games so that like if something happens to the video, I can just go backwards and you know, start the whole video process over. But I'm not gonna be able to do that here. Just one save file, and it saves itself. It saves over itself when I hit the diary. But diary is just how you save. Would you like to keep the diary, and it just shows you everything. So I'm up to 84 cards, by the way. 84 unique cards after all that. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys will enjoy the series, and I will see you all next time round. Have fun.